The videos that you are about to see will absolutely shock you as we start to see the calls for insurrection, the calls for sedition, the calls for the U.S. military to defy the orders of the commander-in-chief. That's the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump. There is a division that was meant to happen. I don't know whether artificial intelligence told the Democratic Party to make these moves and calling for basically a civil war to break out in the country and a military coup to take place. You go ahead and watch these. Let's see what happens together.
Those Democrats that put out that video telling service members to defy lawful orders are actually committing a military coup within our military. Now, think about this. They would not pay you during the government shutdown, but yet they want you to risk everything for their political agenda. Do not fall for it.
Now, that man wearing a dated shirt, remembering a time of our country's past, he is telling the truth. The Democrat or the left side of government was the group that refused to pay the military during the government shutdown. But now they want the military to risk not just their money, but the servicemen and women of our great country to risk their lives by defying the orders of their commander-in-chief.
Of some new rules expected to start next month. Now, these changes come after payments were delayed because of the government shutdown.
Colleen and Michael, these changes are coming after President Trump signed a new tax and spending bill into law back in July. Knowing here in California, citizens will also be impacted. The CalFresh program spokesperson tells me that right now they're still waiting for guidance from the state and a timeline. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, SNAP participants will also be required to work, volunteer, or participate in job training for at least 80 hours a month. And the new restrictions will also increase the age limit for people who meet work requirements from 18 to 16.
So lots of change is coming to the SNAP benefits program. That's the supplemental, which means not your whole bill. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. They're basically going to kick everybody off of it, make everyone reapply. Everybody who does reapply, if you're not obviously disabled or in some capacity unable to work to put even $1 of food on the table, because let's face it, everybody on SNAP was using 100% of that to fulfill almost 100% of their monthly grocery bill. While the lower income and middle income brackets paid for their entire grocery bill, each one of them in some ways struggling to put food on their own tables.
Children will be taught to love America. Children will be taught to be patriots. Children will be taught civic values for schools that want federal taxpayer funding. So as we close the Department of Education and we provide funding to states, we are going to make sure that these funds are not being used to promote communist ideology.
That is a problem that we have seen, not just communist, but socialist ideologies being pressed upon American children. They took away the Pledge of Allegiance, which was a daily reminder that you are inside of a nation that has its own set of laws. Inside that nation that is put there to protect you, you must, of course, adhere to those laws and adhere to the customs of that country. You cannot walk into another country and hate that nation and expect to get away with whatever you want to do for free.
Our laws are clear. You can
This video was posted by the White House official social media post.
refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
The president has never given an illegal order. These people know what they are doing.
So that's the White House under President Donald J. Trump, showing that the call to refuse illegal orders is meant to do one thing, and that is to sow distrust into the military, have them question their chain of command. Now, in a prepper group or a survival group, even in your own household, if your children start to question what you tell them to do, you know that that is a call for chaos. That is exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to get every serviceman and woman to question every command that they are given. Well, that's not how the military works. Of course, if they are being told to do something that is against the Constitution, they should not follow through with those actions. But instead, they want them to begin questioning or outright defying all of the commands that they are given.
Hot take, I think that next election we should have ICE agents at every single polling location in America. Because if illegal immigrants can't vote, then it shouldn't be a problem, right? I mean, here's the thing that nobody wants to say out loud. If the left truly believed that only legal citizens were voting, they wouldn't freak out every time that someone suggested verifying it. But every single time.
You guys let me know what you think down in the comment box about that. Should we have ICE and immigration enforcement agents or the National Guard, which they are planning to do, or a massive law enforcement outreach at every single voting station across the country? I, for one, am 100% for that. If you're not doing anything illegal at the voting station, if a certain position of government is not trying to get votes that should not be counted legally toward the process of election, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about. But of course, that's the gray area, right? Where you start being told if you're not doing anything wrong, don't worry about all the tyranny that is coming.
Hi, everyone. I've always represented the common.
So this is Marjorie Taylor Greene, and some people believe that she's beginning to play the long game. She had a rift with Donald Trump. She's officially getting out of her position, not after just a couple of days, according to what I'm seeing, after her pension started to kick in. They believe that she's going to come up with another party, one that will be for the people, and they believe that this might be funded by Elon Musk. So let's see what she had to say in her official statement here. She's always represented the common man and woman inside of the USA. She's always voted for her party, but she says that sometimes too much is too much.
First rare earth magnet made in the United States in 25 years. It was made at a plant in Sumter, South Carolina, 800 construction jobs, 300 factory jobs, and the plant manager said that they could be going up to 3,000 jobs. And Laura, the great story there is many of those were laid off Caterpillar workers. But so
So what the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is holding up in his hands is the first rare earth magnet that has been made in the United States of America in decades, because they offshored everything that we need to be a strong country, and they only onshored debt. So he's saying that that is changing. I think we're going to have to kind of wait and see. This is an official post by the U.S. President Donald Trump. He says Minnesota, under its governor, is a hub of fraudulent money laundering. As President of the United States, he declares that they have terminated the Temporary Protection Status, or TPS, program for all Somalis in Minnesota. Trump warns that Somali gangs are terrorizing the Minnesota people and the entire country. Billions of dollars have gone missing, and he says to send them back where they came from. It's over. Signed, your president, Donald J. Trump.
Kirsten, what's the most important change that you want to see in order to get this across the finish line, in order to really scale up in terms of when?
Most we have got to do in this country is increase energy production here domestically in the U.S. and ensure that we can deploy that energy through data centers that allows us to actually utilize.
Okay, so you can see the lie right there. Right in the same sentence. This is Kristen Sinema, National Energy Dominance Council. They say that the energy that they're going to create is for you, but then in the very same sentence, they say that it must be sent to AI data centers. Now, folks, a bigger picture is playing out, and I believe that they are working towards robotics and working towards artificial intelligence to reduce the need they have for you. And as soon as they no longer need you, do you think that your position in life is going to get better? Will your cost of living get better? If the employer doesn't need the employees, and we are all considered employees to the great capitalist, corrupt marketplace of the government, if the employer no longer needs the employees, why is he paying them? He doesn't. He fires them. He gets rid of them. He gets cheaper labor. That's their position, and that's exactly what they're working towards. So I am here documenting the downfall of the United States of America, our economy, and maybe what will rise from its ashes. You're watching Full Spectrum Survival on YouTube. I doom scroll so that you don't have to. Thank you guys for being here. If you see a hype button down there, anywhere down below, please click it. But until tomorrow, when you'll check back for more information from America and around the world, please stay safe and please remain vigilant.